Had a auction yesterday I was helping at, and I think I did a number on my voice again. Jeez.
Was there anything good there?
Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff. It was the fall consignment sale in Bowman area, and a couple of estates brought stuff in, and of course a lot of livestock equipment. Some really, really good semis, and I don't know. Right now, the hot thing is skid steers.
Yeah.
Holy moly. We sell the shit out of skid steers. But when you can't find them anywhere and nobody has any stock or inventory, I guess that's what you get.
Yep.
All right, YouTubers, if you're watching this here as a rerun here, you can skip ahead about 10, 12 minutes before we start the radio side of the program. Otherwise, it's the pre-show. Oh, how's everything looking Gettysburg this morning?
Another beautiful morning.
Good.
Another beautiful morning.
I haven't even checked to see what the forecast is supposed to be for me here today.
It's supposed to be sunny and 80 degrees pretty much next 3 days. So
yep. We got 90 and 93 on Monday and Tuesday, and then and then it drops to 63 the next day. 30-degree difference. Wow.
Yep, that's what we're looking at, something like that too.
Good enough. I guess it's that time of year.
Yeah.
Well, what else you got going on in your world down there? What all is open here? You guys got, your preserves open, of course, right?
Yep. Got a big group that they've been here all week. They've been fishing and out on the preserve, so they're all leaving this morning.
What's the fishing like down that way? Still all right.
The walleyes have slowed way down, but you can go out and catch all the bass and catfish, you want. And then a few of the people out salmon fishing, heard a few people catching a few salmon here and there.
Okay.
But that's about it right now.
Yeah. Well, your archery season's open for you right now.
Yeah, archery's open. I haven't heard of anybody shooting anything yet, and then West River guys over there shooting a few prairie birds. So
grouse and partridge.
Yep.
We flew over to your guys' place here. I had an auction in Sioux Falls, and we had I don't know, what is it, a Piper Cub or whatever like that, but we flew back from Sioux Falls back home here and went right over the top of you guys' place.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Or plenty of it, I'm guessing.
Yeah. That's the one thing after living in Alaska, kind of missed the airplane traffic.
I suppose the only way to get around places up there.
Yeah, and then you see so much of it flying around,
Yeah.
All them small planes, you always check them out, look at them, see what they are and all that. And it's just, and like in the morning, it's a regular commute.
Yeah.
People that fly into work because that's the only way they can get to their place, where they live and stuff.
Wonder if Alaska has some. Wonder if they got like the highest population of like just small airplanes or pilots. It must be a lot of takeoffs and touchdowns and all that.
Yeah, one in 12 people fly.
1 in 12 is what it is. Nice.
Yep. Yeah, but not 1 in 12 have license either.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, they just fly because they can and where they're at and all that. So
yeah. Well, if you don't have a license, you don't have to worry about keeping your annuals on your airplane up to date, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. Just don't get caught.
Yeah, that's with anything though.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, about 5.5 minutes, Mark, before we get going here. So is the Christy Nome going to be out during this youth hunt? Is she going to be making an appearance or what?
That would have been nice, but I don't think that'll happen.
I think so. You guys got fiber optic Wi-Fi down there, internet?
I don't know. I'm not up on all that kind of stuff. But I'm sure got something like it or do have it. I don't know.
I would think you would in that area. You're served by, let's see, Gettysburg.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be Golden Valley or Golden West rural broadband or not, but we'll take a look at that. I'd like to come down and do a show from your guys' place. But I need good internet. Is the biggest thing.
I think, we've got, right at the lodge, because people come in and, do all what they got to do on internet stuff while they're here and stuff. So.
Right. Mine takes a upload speed. A lot of people, their download stuff, but I'll have to check into that and see what area serves you. Give them a call and see what the guys got.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're pretty good about being able to bump it for a day and let me have some speed here and there. So,
okay.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Do a Saturday morning and then have fun just seeing kids see if they can get on some deer and shoot some deer.
Yeah, we're hoping it that, well, we're not worried about the deer part. We're just, get the kids out there, and like I said, none of them have ever hunted before, so
that's the best thing. Yeah, get them out brand new, teach them the right way to do it, and have a positive experience.
That's the whole thing, getting them out there, and like I said, deer hunting, most of the time a lot of times you're done before people are even up, as soon as you get that crack of that light, it's like, like when I took my nephew out when he was 6 years old one time, and I said, well, let's get up. We got to get going. It's still dark out.
Yeah.
I said, you got to get there before it gets light.
That's a fact. Yeah. I got a story that I'll save. We'll cover that story when we start on the air too, because I got a guy that I know is going to be listening. He knows exactly the story I'm going to be telling too. Big Daddy Dave Williams, morning. Pier is hooked up and ready to go. Morning, Karen and the rest of the crew. Let's see. Oh, man. Got a little vibration in my Ford pickup. I took it in 3 months ago. They had it for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. I got it back, and the vibration started at 20 to 25 miles an hour. I got it back, and it was at 18 miles an hour. I took it in yesterday, and now the vibration's back at 20 to 25 miles an hour, only worse.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what's going on? They're like, oh, we have no idea. I'm like, well, it's going to be hard for me to pay a bill when you guys didn't do anything.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Kind of
a brand new truck?
No. My brand new one is supposedly waiting on shipping to get shipped, but I also ordered it a year ago. So,
oh, yeah, good luck.
Yeah,
and hopefully it's not a GMC or Chevy.
No, it's still a Ford. I stick with the local guys here. They help me out. Big Daddy Dave says, so it's not a good vibration. It is not a good vibration.
Yeah.
Not picking up any of that.
My buddy just bought a brand new Chevy, and it's been in the shop now for close to a month, and yeah, he's just, and they couldn't give him a car to use because they don't have any.
Yeah. That's one thing I'll give my guys. They did give me a pickup I could use for quite a while here, but standby stations, just past the 30-second mark, 25 seconds on Mark, 25 seconds. And let's see here. Mark Broughton here. I'm going to turn you down here. We'll get started here shortly. 15-second stations on Mark. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I'm Scott Bachmeyer here this morning on a beautiful Saturday all across the Dakota Territory. On stations like KGFX and Pierre, KOLY in Mobridge, K-Fire 550 in Bismarck, Mandan, KCJB in Minot, and KLTC in the western edge of Dickinson. Good to have you along here again this morning. Well, we get another hour talking outdoors, and one thing that we like to do, especially these cooler days, it seems like the crisp mornings, things are kind of turning on. A lot of archery hunting going on. Elk season's opening up in the North Dakota side. Pronghorn season archery-wise is across the entire Dakota Territory right now. But one thing that we're going to do is check in every once in a while, again, going to Gettysburg, South Dakota, and checking in with Mark Broughton from Brown's Hunting Ranch. Mark, good morning. How you been, buddy?
Good. It's feels like a little fall in the air this morning.
Yeah, I have 28 degrees is what I hear at the ranch here this morning.
Oh, we don't have that quite that cool, but it's definitely cool.
It's because you're closer to the equator down there in South Dakota.
Yeah, I'm being right next to the lake.
Yeah, it probably feels like a warm summer day compared to being in Alaska, doesn't it?
Yeah, they got snow up there yesterday.
Did they?
Yep.
So let's preface this. So Mark was an outfitter up in Alaska for how long did you do that again? And a guide?
I worked for an outfitter up there for just over 6 years.
Okay, and came down to Gettysburg, South Dakota. And how long you been down here in the Gettysburg area?
No, I've been here 9 years now.
Which state do you like better?
Well,
put you on the spot, buddy.
Here's the thing. I always tell people if Alaska had whitetails and walleyes, there'd be nobody in the Midwest. But both places are, I love them both. Just here though, I'm a whitetailaholic, so I like to chase my whitetails, and then of course the great pheasant. We get to chase them around, and of course they don't have those in Alaska either.
Yeah. So which state in the union's got the best governor?
Oh, hands down, we do. Hands down, we do. There's no other one that can beat that.
So I was flying. I was down in Nashville this week for some seminars, and on the flight back from Chicago to Rapid City, there was a young horse trainer, thoroughbred horse trainer, sitting in the seat in front of me, and of course we got to sit in there BSing a little bit before our flight took off out of Chicago, and he's just excited. He's like, you guys live in South Dakota? I said, well, we got some property in South Dakota. I said, our ranch is up in North Dakota, and he's like, oh, he's like, I can't wait to get there. He says, I have my girlfriend. We're meeting her, and we're looking for a place to live in South Dakota. And he was just jacked about it. He says, they got the best governor in the entire nation right now. Things you can do things in that state. Getting around, I guess, possibly, looking at, is Governor Noem going to be the next in the White House? Do you think they're setting her up for a little bigger job there, Mark?
I don't think so.
Don't think so? Okay.
I don't think, I don't know. I just don't think she'll want to do that. I think if we can keep her here, let's keep her here.
Well, we talking whitetails, and before we get into the big youth hunt that you guys are going to be, I guess, hosting at Brown's Ranch, hunting ranch down there. You said you just got off the preserve. When I talked to you the other day, you were talking about just getting done with a group of people and just hammering the pheasants down there right now.
Yeah, well, with the preserve opens September 1, goes to March 31st, so it gives us a little um, time here in the early fall, so people can do cast and blast where they can fish and go out onto the preserve, and of course the preserve is all release birds, and so things are looking good out there. We're seeing quite a few wild hens and a lot of wild young roosters. In fact, we probably called in this last week, I bet we've called over 20, 30 roosters, actual hens. They cackled when they get up, but they didn't have much color. So, so we're seeing a few anyway.
Did you notice later hatches this year compared to previous years? It seems like for me, when I drive into areas where there are a little bit more pheasant numbers out there, it seems like there's a lot of young ones out there.
Yeah, a lot of young ones. In fact, we kicked up a number of them that, boy, they weren't much bigger than quail.
Really? Yeah.
Yep, that third hatch definitely happened. We were seeing a lot of birds early, and then it kind of just slacked right off, and then started seeing younger birds. Like I said, the third hatch produced probably pretty good because we got a little bit of rain and some dew and stuff on the ground, so that helped.
Brown's Hunting Ranch in Gettysburg, South Dakota, you got land on both sides of the east and west side of the river. On the west side, the grouse and partridge season is opened up. Do you guys deal a lot with those type of hunters, or is there any grouse hunters left in that area of South Dakota right now?
There's a few. We don't get our grouse hunters usually until pheasant hunting comes. We don't get a lot of guys coming just to target the birds early season. It just probably because it's just so warm out yet, and guys don't want to run their dogs in the 80, 90 degree heat. So, but we when we're hunting pheasants, and then when we start bumping them, then we'll go chase them around and stuff. But most of the guys are coming to us for the pheasants, but we do have a pretty good population of the sharp-tailed prairie chickens and Hungarians too.
Whatever happened to the old school grouse hunters? Are they just that way? They're old and they're gone, or what happened here? Because you try to get youth into archery hunting and deer hunting and all kinds of things, but I don't see a lot of people really pushing them to go after grouse or partridge.
No, it's too much. I think it's too much work for the young crowd.
It's too hard.
Because you gotta, the guys that do it, they gotta put in some miles. It's not like pheasant hunting where you just go hit here and there. Them birds are. I always say it's a 3-mile walk per encounter.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, there's no doubt. I got a message here from a gentleman in Mobridge area. He says grouse season is really underrated, and I agree. I enjoy going after grouse all the time, but I'm one of those too now. I don't do it much, and I think, tell you the honest truth, I think pheasant hunting ruined my grouse hunting. I think I got the same way. I got a little bit lazy out there, Mark.
Yeah, and then surprisingly, a lot of people don't like to eat the grouse.
That's my biggest one.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like. I enjoy them. I have no problem eating them, but a lot of people just don't care to eat them either. So.
You take the breast of a grouse, you wrap it in bacon. You put it in the oven at 350 for about 18, 20 minutes. You take it out, you unwrap it, you throw the grouse away, and you eat the bacon.
Yeah, I've heard that more than once.
Well, Mark, we'll talk here. We're up against the break. We're going to come back and discuss a little bit about what's happening at Brown's Ranch here and hosting. Here we go. The guy that's listening, I got a story about him too. Just text me. He says he likes grouse over pheasant too. But there's a lot of those dark meat eaters. And but anyway, we'll talk about a youth hunt that you guys are going to be hosting. So Mark, stand by and stay with me here for a little bit. And the station's on everybody across the YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Thanks for tuning in this morning. We'll be back. More Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition is coming up your way as we continue here in the fall side of things. Hunting season, it's started, friends and neighbors.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust's Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications through October 15th for area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist area youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Piper's Auctioneers, hosting these farm retirement and estate auctions in Norwich, St. Thomas, Bowman, Regent, Kenmare, Moffat, and Turtle Lake, North Dakota, Glendon, Minnesota, Sioux Falls and Worthing, South Dakota, and Baker, Montana. Featuring farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks, trailers, skid steers, loaders, vehicles, and more. Also, advertising deadlines are approaching on Piper's regional equipment auctions in Bowman, Steele, and Sioux Falls. Contact Piper's Auctioneers for more information. Full inventory and equipment details are available at pipers.com.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust's Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications through October 15th for area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist area youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Piper's Auctioneers, hosting these farm retirement and estate auctions in Norwich, St. Thomas, Bowman, Regent, Kenmare, Moffat, and Turtle Lake, North Dakota, Glendon, Minnesota, Sioux Falls and Worthing, South Dakota, and Baker, Montana. Featuring farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks, trailers, skid steers, loaders, vehicles, and more. Also, advertising deadlines are approaching on Piper's regional equipment auctions in Bowman, Steele, and Sioux Falls. Contact Piper's Auctioneers for more information. Full inventory and equipment details are available at pipers.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down, and when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition here on a beautiful Saturday morning, the 25th of September. Good to have you along here. Music right there from Benny Paulson and Breaking 8. Find them all across any Apple Music or Spotify, any of that kind of music. Amazon Prime. Yeah, you get that music right there. Mark Broughton from Brown's Hunting Ranch is my guest here again this morning as we're discussing, well, hunting in the Gettysburg area. And one of the big things, Mark, coming up your way is a kind of a big youth hunt that you guys are putting together. Talk to us and explain a little bit about what's going on here.
Yeah, this year I was working with the state. The state in the past has done some youth deer hunts. So I contacted them and we got the ball rolling. And what it is, the hunt will be on December 10th through the 12th. And it'll be for kids from the age of 10 to 16 who have never hunted before. They have to send in a resume, or basically not really a resume, but more of a just saying why they would like to hunt. Can have never hunted before. We're trying to get new kids into it. So they'll write in their little essay, and then we will choose 4 kids to go hunting, boy or girl, doesn't matter. And then of course they have to have an adult with them, and then they will have a mentor or a guide with them also. And we'll go through the whole learning the basic firearm safety and, becoming familiar with shooting a rifle, learn about the ethics and conservation, and gain just basic skills needed to become a deer hunter and, hopefully harvest their first deer. And of course, learn how to harvest it properly, and then learn how to prepare it, and deal with once you shoot the deer. And that hunt will be on the 10th through the 12th. Then December 4th, we're going to have a fundraiser and a big wild game feed here at the lodge. And then, of course, we're also selling tickets and, giving away guns and all kinds of different prizes, fishing package, hunting package. But the main thing is just to get some kids that, have never hunted and get them out there and, see what it's like when the sun comes up in the morning.
Yeah. Well, we were talking off air about that same thing is you got to get up sometime. Most of us, when we go deer hunting in the morning, we get up and it's still dark out. And I think it's a great thing that you're doing for kids. Now you're telling me, even if the kids have never shot a rifle before in their life, you're willing to take them in, show them everything that's needed to be done, and try to get them on a deer.
Yep. We are, like I said, we're going to do everything in our power. Like I said, these kids have, will have never shot a gun before. So,
yeah,
we'll do a whole deal right at my rifle range here, do a whole bunch of different shooting. And, like I said, every kid involved here, we'll have a rifle for them, and, they'll get to shoot the rifle a bunch of times, and, then just shoot some other guns in general just to get familiar with it. And we'll be sitting in ground blinds, so we won't be climbing any trees and things like that. So we've got enough acreage, and we've got some other people that donated land also. So we're just hoping for a really, really good turnout. And for being a first year for us, we went with 4 kids. And hopefully that'll just be able to grow in the years to come. Yeah.
Well, I already have the morning announcer down in Pierre on KGFX already has sent me 2 messages saying I'll send you his email address. He wants to get the word out across during the weekdays down there too. So he'll probably be giving you a call and getting in contact with you. So expect that email being texted to you here, Mark, this morning here after I get off the program. Okay. So that's a good thing. But, how do you keep kids involved in the outdoors, and which ones are you looking at? And I think it's a good idea because, if you're brought up in kind of a hunting family, it's going to just learn that you're going to probably be involved in this. But, to find 4 different kids ages 10 to 16 that you're looking at, probably from households that they've never even touched a firearm or ever even thought about taking an animal. So I think it's kind of a great idea that you're putting together to be able to maybe get some of these kids that are probably more of a town kid or urban kid that is interested but has no clue what's going on.
Yep. Or don't have, in this day and age, there's just a lot of kids that don't have a dad on their side that do that and stuff like that. Yep. So, how many mothers are going to try and take their son or their daughter out deer hunting, and where the kid's friend, he might be going all the time, but they're not invited to go, on a deer hunt just because of what it entails and stuff. So, but another thing that you just hit it too. It's a little bit more work than people think. You don't just grab a firearm and go out and shoot a deer. There's a little bit more involved, but once you get it shot and it's on the ground, now the work really begins. And it pays off, but there is a little bit of more work involved in that. I think teaching them how to gut a deer and bone it out and everything. That's just part of the learning process on that. Yeah, and the safety, with deer hunting, the whole safety factor is so much different also than hunting other things too. It's like I said, that bullet just keeps going. So like I said, we'll be preaching real heavy on the safety factor. That's for sure.
So how do people apply for this youth hunt that's coming up in December?
They have until October 1st. We may extend it a little bit more, but they can go online. Let's see.
Now you're digging it up here. Huh?
Yeah. Well, one of the best ways would be to contact Kendall Hiroshi, and her number is 605-730-1568. And she's kind of the head of this. I'm like I said, I'm helping out, but she's more or less the head of it.
Okay.
And like I said, she's gotten, I believe she's already gotten like 6 or 7 people have written in so far. So
good.
Like I said, when we have our next meeting, we'll go through all the applications and we'll just pick out 4. And like I said, for the first year, we want to see how this will go. And then, like I said, hopefully we can just build on that. And we've gotten some really great sponsors involved. And so, like I said, we're hoping this just grows. And
I hope so.
We're doing a raffle, so we're giving away a shotgun, a rifle, and a .22, and fishing trips and hunting trip, and there's all kinds of other raffle items that we'll be doing also. And then, of course, on October 4th, we'll have a big wild game feed, and of course, draw for all the prizes and stuff like that.
Nice.
Then each kid will come away with a hunting package, with a backpack and hunting knife and binoculars and, all the things to kind of go along with hunting that, we know they're not going to have. So they'll be able to keep that stuff.
That's great. And again, you said the number to apply, 605-730-1568. And that is Kendall's number. And just tell them that you heard it here on the radio, I guess. So, well, Mark, yep. I tell you what, it's always a pleasure talking with you. And like I said, we'll try to get some internet connection, make sure that I can come down and do my program. It'd be fun to do it and interview some of these kids. But we're up against the break right here. Thank you, sir, for coming on the program. And have yourself a great day, Mark.
Well, thank you very much. And, we'll be in touch. And if you can't do that, we'll let you know how that hunt goes.
Absolutely. You bet. It's Mark Broughton from Brown's Hunting Ranch out of Gettysburg, South Dakota, coming up in the second half, fielding some questions that we've had. And Mark, I'll get you that. I'll text you the email for KGFX and Pierre. So more coming up your way. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio continues this morning right after these messages.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications through October 15th for area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist area youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Piper's Auctioneers, hosting these farm retirement and estate auctions in Norwich, St. Thomas, Bowman, Regent, Kenmare, Moffat, and Turtle Lake, North Dakota, Glendon, Minnesota, Sioux Falls and Worthing, South Dakota, and Baker, Montana. Featuring farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks, trailers, skid steers, loaders, vehicles, and more. Also, advertising deadlines are approaching on Piper's regional equipment auctions in Bowman, Steele, and Sioux Falls. Contact Piper's Auctioneers for more information. Full inventory and equipment details are available at pifers.com.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet. A family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications through October 15th for area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist area youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Piper's Auctioneers, hosting these farm retirement and estate auctions in Norwich, St. Thomas, Bowman, Regent, Kenmare, Moffat, and Turtle Lake, North Dakota, Glendon, Minnesota, Sioux Falls and Worthing, South Dakota, and Baker, Montana. Featuring farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks, trailers, skid steers, loaders, vehicles, and more. Also, advertising deadlines are approaching on Piper's regional equipment auctions in Bowman, Steele, and Sioux Falls. Contact Piper's Auctioneers for more information. Full inventory and equipment details are available at pifers.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors this morning, all across the Dakota Territory. KCJB in Minot, KLTC in Dickinson, K-Fire 550 in Bismarck, Mandan, KOLY in Mobridge, and KGFX in Pierre. Covering the Dakota Territory, 6 states, couple Canadian provinces. Thank you for being part of my program each and every morning. And one of the rare times that you hear a live show anymore, on the weekends anyway. And it's tough. Jesse Flath joins me here. We have some questions that were asked to him after a radio program that we did, but we'll get to them shortly, Jesse. Did you know that weekends are hard to get live shows anymore? Did you know that? You know why?
Why are they hard to get live?
Yeah. Why do you think they're hard to be live on the weekends anymore?
I think there's a lot of reasons. I think part of the reason is people just don't want to put the time in. The other part of the problem is a lot of these stations don't have live producers in the studio anymore.
Oh, well, that's the stations I'm on do. But here's why. Nobody wants to work on a weekend. I'm one of the rare people that want to sit here in the mornings on Saturday mornings when I could be out hunting or archery hunting or elk hunting or doing something, and it shows sometimes. So I'm okay with it. That's fine. I still get my deer taken.
There's a lot of Saturday morning and Sunday live supposedly shows that are recorded. They are not live, and you can tell that in a hurry when they do not allow people to call into their show.
You can do that. Yeah, you can call in today, 888-932-5682. That's 888-932-5682. You'll automatically put on hold here as I am my own producer. That's it, but technology's made it so much easier. So I listened to a vehicle kind of a call-in tip line, a kind of a hotline show on Saturday mornings after I'm done. And I did not realize for like the last 3 years, they pre-record that in the middle of the week. I thought it sounds live. It sounds live, but yeah, they pre-record it, and it's.
I know the show you're talking about. That's kind of surprising. I didn't realize that either.
It's some friends of mine down in Sioux Falls. I knew these guys way back when I had a business over there. So yeah. So they started in a shop right across from where I used to have my business. So anyway. The story I was going to tell Mark Broughton this morning, and what a great thing he's doing, Jesse, for youth kids ages 10 to 16. And again, that number, if you want to apply and your kid's never hunted, you want to try to get them into hunting, or maybe the kids are listening and they want to do it, that number again to apply and register is 605-730-1568, and ask for Kendall. And all you have to do is write a little kind of an application type form of why you would like to go deer hunting, and he's going to take you deer hunting. Now, him and I were discussing off air before we started about deer hunting and taking kids out. And sometimes the kids don't understand why you got to get up so early. And one of the stories I remember fondly of is...
I'm afraid of this story. I'm not 100% sure which one it is.
Well, most of them have some type of a pre-party, what you do at deer camp, okay? Now, a lot of people like, Scott, you talk about drinking all the time on your show. It's like, well, here's the thing. Most deer camps, back in the day, I'm going to use that whole back in the day thing, is you get together, you had a few beers or whiskeys or whatever, and the next morning you went out and you hunted. That's what you did.
That's right.
And
socializing.
And you don't mess with tradition. Okay.
That's a big part of deer camp, is a social aspect of it.
It is a social. And you and I were at our friends over in Raleigh, and you brought your camper down. And,
story.
And your other buddy. And before I got there, because I was actually helping with an auction at an NRA event the night before that night. But by the time I got there, you weren't too bad. But your buddy was, shall I say, socialized very well.
Yeah, he was about socialized out.
He was about socialized out. And then you guys were playing, I don't even know what you were playing, like Pinochle or something like that, was it?
Yep, we were playing cards, yeah.
Yeah, and by the time you guys finished up your last round of Pinochle and Indian leg wrestling, and what else you guys did on the shop floor, and we had about 45 minutes before I wanted to leave and hike in and get set up before sunrise. And your buddy was not happy about that, but he was a trooper.
He did. He came. He did, however, fall asleep in a bush for a while.
Oh, I'm getting there. After when we hiked in and we got set up in the right position behind some sagebrush and some rocks, both of you guys started snoring. Like we're gonna be all stealthy and quiet, and we sneak in and we sprayed down with that scent stuff and had special clothing and all that kind of stuff. And of course, 5 minutes here you guys start just snoring away, and it worked.
Grizzly bears in the bushes.
2 grizzly bears in a bush, and what happened? One of my nicest whitetail bucks that I've ever taken came right like, what's going on in these rocks over here? You called them in.
3 deer.
Awesome.
We had 3 deer in about an hour. You know what's funny about that is about 2 years ago, 2 of his daughters had their youth tags. So he asked me if I would come with and go sit in one area with one daughter, and he took the other one over the other direction. And his oldest daughter that I was sitting with, I've got some good pictures of her taking a nice snooze in the bushes. Us running the family, although pretty sure she wasn't partying the night before. But apparently hunting field maps runs in the blood there, I think.
Well, that's just part of it. Anyway, so you fielded a call after a show a while back. Explain what this call was all about. Waterfall question.
Yeah, I was on the show with you 2 weeks ago here, and I was going to try to get this answered last week, but I was out of the country for a while here, and made a call to North Dakota Game and Fish, and they actually referred me to U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services.
Okay.
The call was about...
explain what the question was.
Yeah, the call was about concerns with the year that the ranchers and farmers have had with the drought conditions, the lack of rain. There's a lot of different things going on with crops this year. And the caller was concerned about what is and is not legal to hunt for waterfowl.
And this stems from standing crops versus harvested crops in and around the areas. Yeah.
You know, and I'm not a big waterfowl hunter, so I had actually had some misconceptions about what was legal and illegal in the first place. After I got a hold of a gentleman from U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and we had about a 40-minute conversation, kind of off the record. He said, you know, I don't have the authority in my position to tell you certain things one way or another, so he didn't want to be on the air or brought up. But the guy was very, very forthcoming with different rules and the regulations, the way they're written. He said there is going to be some interpretation. There always is. These laws have been on the books since the 30s. They haven't changed, and they are nationwide. North Dakota to Texas, Alaska to Florida, Guam, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, anywhere where U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has jurisdiction, these are the rules for waterfowl, which was pretty interesting too. I guess I never looked at it that way. He said there's 3 steps that have to be in order. None of them can be missing in any situation for the ground to be legal to hunt. It has to be planted in a normal fashion. He said a farmer going out there and just kind of spreading some seed around in December, that's not planting of a crop. It's got to be a planted crop. If that crop is growing and has not been touched, a growing and unharvested crop, that can be hunted. Now, that was one thing that I did not know. I didn't think you could hunt standing crop.
Right.
You can. If it's been planted, not harvested, not manipulated in any way, standing crop, legal to hunt. Now, step 2 is harvest. If it's been harvested in a normal manner, either it's been combined, or if it's a forage crop, say it's sedan grass or corn or whatever it may be, if it's been combined or cut and baled up, that's considered harvested. Now you can hunt that field. The problem we're going to have this year is going to be farmers that have, let's use beans as an example, because I think that's going to be a big one up in my area. If you have beans planted, they were so poor that they were not combined.
Right. You had your adjuster came out, adjusted them, and said, you're going to get X amount from your crop insurance. Do what you want with them. Okay.
Yep. So now it's up to the farmer what he's going to do. If that farmer just walks away from that field and says, you know what, to heck with that field, I'll deal with it in the spring. It hasn't been touched. It was planted. What grew, and it hasn't been touched. That is standing crop. You can hunt that. But the second that that farmer does anything to that field besides harvest it, let's say he discs it, let's say he runs a harrow over it, let's say he burns it off, any manipulation in any way of that bean field, that field is now considered baited and it is illegal to hunt. Another example is corn. Let's say there's a cornfield that's fenced in, was not good enough to harvest, and the farmer either leases the ground out to somebody else or has his own cattle, and he turns cattle into that cornfield and grazes it off. That is not harvested. That is manipulated underneath their rules.
Really?
If that cornfield was grazed by cattle, it is illegal to hunt. I don't care if them cows eat that corn to the ground. It was not harvested. It was not one of those 3 steps: planting, harvesting, manipulation. You skipped step 2, went from step 1 to step 3 of manipulation by grazing. That field is illegal to hunt.
And this information you got from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service?
Correct. They are the jurisdiction body that governs federal game. And all waterfowl, as you know, if you got to have your federal waterfowl stamp, that is a federal game. Now, I did ask him who enforces these rules, and he says, well, we do. We have field enforcement, just like North Dakota Game and Fish, South Dakota Game, Fish, and Parks. He said, however, they do have the jurisdiction, kind of like the Slope County and Bowman County or Mercer and McLean County. They cross-deputize their deputies so they can help each other out in situations. He said in most states we have that, where the state game and fish officers do have the authority to enforce our rules. He said a lot of times they will call us in if there's any question or if there's something major. They will get a hold of one of us and we will come there also. But North Dakota Game and Fish does have the authority to, I guess I would say, impose the regulations for U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
Yeah, so they could be able to ticket you and everything, but when you go probably to court, it might be a more of a higher up court than
I didn't ask him that
or something. Probably,
I didn't ask him if it's the state's attorney or if you go to federal court, because technically it's a federal offense.
Right.
It's Class B and Class A misdemeanors. Depends on what happened.
I took my father-in-law up to Devil's Lake years ago, and we went. I think it was early season goose hunting. And it was a blast. I tell you that it was a lot of fun. I did a few radio shows from In the Blind, and I hired somebody to do it, though. I don't have the decoys. I don't have the ins and outs with the landowners up there and where to go and what to look for. I don't know how to call geese in or anything. And he did a heck of a job, and I think within 45 minutes, we had 45 geese on the ground between the 3 of us. It was awesome.
You were hunting snows then?
No, it was early season Canada goose.
Oh, okay.
Canada, yeah. But I can't remember exactly. I think it was early season. Whatever. Anyway, but this guy, I mean, the same thing. The night before, he was out scouting these fields, seeing where everything was and where would be a good place. And just like deer hunting, and you'd probably fall asleep because we were actually laying down in blinds.
I might not shoot many birds. And that was one other thing that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service gentleman brought up. This year especially, you go around and, like he said, you look for duck tornadoes, you look for flocks of geese coming in the evening, and then, boy, that's where I'm going to go set up in the morning. Whether it's open land and you don't need permission, or it's posted land and you go talk to the landowner, said that he highly recommends this year above all, because of the drought conditions, walk out into that field, look at the ground. If you can tell it's harvested, you're good to go. If the crop is standing, you're good to go with landowner permission. He said, if you walk out into that field and you see grain, no matter what kind of grain, doesn't matter what kind of shape it's in, he said, we'll eat yellow corn. Waterfowl eat black corn that's moldy. They don't care. They eat it. But if there's grain on the ground, you better get a hold of that landowner and find out what happened on this land. Was it harvested? Or was it dragged, or what happened? Because that can determine, whatever that landowner did with that ground determines whether or not it's legal to hunt. Right. Whether you've got permission to hunt there or not, it still may be an illegal field. So it really brings up, again, thing we talk about all the time on your show, landowner relations. You've got to talk to that landowner.
Yeah. Text message says, I just tuned in. Are you telling me that when I chop corn silage and leave a few rows for wildlife, I can't hunt those fields later on? Now, we're talking waterfowl is what we're first off talking. But let's say they leave, a lot of people leave strips of corn here and there for wildlife. We've been doing that forever. And we got a call coming in. I'll get to the call here shortly, but we gotta be quick. So if they leave strips there, can they technically hunt it for waterfowl?
I never thought of that. I never thought of snow. I'm guessing snow catching corn strips.
But I'm guessing you got to hunt the stuff that you cut for silage. That's where you set up for the waterfowl. Don't set up inside the corn rows. I'm guessing that.
But if you've got three strips that you left up, 3 rows of corn, and then 300 yards later you got another 3 rows of corn and 300. I don't know.
Okay.
That's a gray area. That is a call that I would say you need to call U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and ask them. I did not ask that question.
Well, let's go to a call here real quick here because we're getting short of time. Let's go to a 220 number. First name, who's this?
Hey, Scott and Jesse, it's Jamie.
Hey, what's your question or comment?
I kind of got it's kind of a comment about terminal ballistics. And since Jesse's on, maybe he can add to this. I'll be quick about it. But, you always hear this, don't hunt with match ammunition, like the boat tail hollow point match grade bullets. And I've been shooting them out of one of my ARs for a while, and we went prairie dog shooting yesterday, and I figured I wanted to try them out on prairie dogs, and I would have to say that most people who say they don't work very good on prairie dogs. I would agree with that because I was shooting some right away, and 2 of my buddies were there, and we thought I was missing them until we finally realized a lot of them, the bullet was going right through them. I think maybe one out of, I probably shot 20 of them with these bullets, but maybe one of them kind of blew up. And my muzzle velocity is like 2,700. Maybe if you loaded that like 68 grain or up into 22,250 or something, it would blow them up better. But if anybody's ever thought about that, which maybe I think because I'm a gun freak, but I wanted to try it. It was pretty much worthless. The 68 grain Sierra, the 68 grain Sierra boat tail hollow point match king.
Yeah, that might be a little bit solid.
Yeah.
But you hit a heavy-bodied animal with that, it's going to do its job. You use that for deer, antelope, or something like that. Prairie dog is funny.
That was my next question.
Yeah, I would say it's going to be it's a little bit stronger bullet, even though it's a hollow point. It's got a pretty solid body. But, them prairie dogs, you can hit them with all kinds of different things, and sometimes they erupt, and sometimes they just fall over. I found there's no rhyme or reason to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't take it anymore. I just switched back to my ballistic tips and then started making it rain chunks,
Got to blow them up. It's got to be a rainstorm is what it's got to be. Yeah.
They must not be getting shot a lot either because there was a lot of huge prairie dogs out there. It was like a bunch of big old house cats sitting out there. It was crazy.
Here's the problem, Jamie. Most of these prairie dogs are on a high gluten, high GMO diet. That's the problem.
They gotta be. All right. Well, I'll let you guys go. Good talking to you guys this morning. Have a good weekend.
You bet. Thanks a lot, Jamie. Appreciate it. Here, we're getting 60 seconds away from having to say goodbye here, Jesse. So once again, questions or comments, go to the Fish and Wildlife Service.
Yep, and in this last 60 seconds, I do have a phone number for U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. That number is 701-255-0593. 255-0593. That gets you to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service office. They will send you to an enforcement officer, and they'll be able to answer questions like that one about leaving check strips or leaving snow fences in your corn, 3-4 rows of corn to catch snow. I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
That's a common farming practice. I don't know what they're going to say about that. Technically, that is standing crop. It's not manipulated.
Yep.
So you harvest as part of the field, and that part is left standing. I think you're okay, but I'm going to strongly suggest individual situations like that, give them a call.
All right. Eat some meat, drink some milk. Have a great weekend. All right, stations, thank you. Jesse, that was close timing there, buddy.
I know I got lucky on the timing. I knew I was getting tight.
Really close. Jesus Christ.
almost like I had a clock in front of me and back timed it on purpose.
Like old school back timing.
No
I mean,
doubt.
we're talking like the old fashioned face clock that you had to like call Denver and check it every morning that you signed on to your radio show and be like, is my clock actually on? And
get that second hand on the money.
Exactly. Yeah, that was freaking hilarious.
I was going to ask you about the auction yesterday and then give a plug for the auction this morning, but we were too busy with topics. So, boy, yesterday's auction seemed strong,
buddy.
Yeah,
it was
very strong.
We sold skid steers for $43,000 to $47,000. Of course, they were really, really nice skid steers. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I watched those. I watched those trucks. The semis went strong.
And then we sold a big ass a wheel loader, freaking payloader for $60,000.
Yep.
You know, it's like, well, for $13,000 more, you can from a skid steer, you could have got a freaking gigantic wheel loader. You know,
one thing I was a little bit surprised in was the trailers, that Lamar flatbed and them other flatbeds, the car hauler.